Oh, hey everybody. I don't even remember how this intro goes, but let's find out.
Hangout. Let's hang out. Hangout. Let's hang out. Hangout. Let's hang out. Hangout. Let's hang out. Hangout. Let's hang out. Hangout. Let's hang out. Hangout. Let's hang out. Hangout. Let's hang out.
Hey everybody. What's up? Um Pete loves the intro. I love the intro too, and it's the one I spent the least time on. But it's fun though. It's a lot of fun. This show is a lot of fun. It's the Hangout. Let's hang out. Let's say hello to people. Mike Haggith. What's going on? Gore Team 85. What's up? Hoy. Mix Club is here. Night Train 1988 in the house. What's going on, Night Train? Mark Bro, what is happening? And yeah, by the way, if you didn't see the interview I did with Night Train 1988, you should definitely check that out. Pete Johns, who just did a fantastic show, as always, killing it on the happy hour, and Jade Star before that, doing Pete Johns songs, which was fun. So, great job, guys. Both of you did excellent, as always. Hello, Joe and Barry Glenn. What's happening? Who else? Who else do we have here? There's Jade Star. What's going on? On the collective creativity. What's happening? I'm a dunce. Kept trying to skip it. Are you talking about the live redirect? You know, that is officially called it is not called a dump. YouTube does not call it a dump. It is a live redirect. I know this because I was watching the not D Nimmin, but Nick Nimmin, who, if you know the Nimmins, they do. I missed somebody. Tom Part. Hey, what's happening? If you know the Nimmins, so they have a whole, the whole family based on teaching you about YouTube. They actually have really great content. So D Nimmin does stuff, but Nick Nimmin, who I think is like D's brother or something, he was on StreamYard. He was doing a show for StreamYard, and then he did a live redirect over to his channel, and they called it a live redirect. He didn't call it a dump, and I was like, it's weird. It was weird because I'm used to like Pete and Jade and everybody calling it a dump, but technically it is a live redirect. By the way, did you hear about this new thing YouTube is going to be doing? YouTube has this live together thing. Hey, Mr. Rock, what's going on, man? This is Barry Glenn. But yeah, so YouTube has this new thing they're going to be doing called Live Together, where you're going to be able to, they're rolling this out, I guess, over the next like week or so, and you're going to be able to, they have to do it on a phone. You can't do it on like this, on a desktop. You have to do it on the phone, and Tom is this drummer for Set 22. Fantastic band, and that's Andy Dion and company, and Tom, of course. But anyway, so, hello to the Falcro. What's up, Falcro? But anyway, so what you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to, you have to do it from a phone, and you're going to be able to, like, kind of like you do with, like, like StreamYard or whatever. You invite somebody to come on. You can only do one person at a time, and you're going to be able to go live together with somebody else. And I think it's kind of like one person. It's like it might all. I don't know if it has to be in portrait mode, like one person on top, one person on the bottom, or if you can flip it around the other way. But it's an interesting thing, and I think at the end of the day, it could ultimately mean that, and this kind of stuff really is exciting to me. Like, I think it might ultimately mean that we might not even need things like StreamYard and Restream and Melon and whatever else is out there, because we might be able to just do this stuff, all the things that we do here, just on YouTube, like, sharing screen and inviting multiple guests on and stuff. I could definitely see it going that way. I don't know if you agree with me. Let me know in the chat, but I could see it going that way. But it's an interesting thing. It's a lot of interesting changes happening with YouTube lately. They're kind of like rolling out a lot. I don't like the new layout. I don't know if how do you feel about the new layout? I don't like it. I'm not crazy about it. But one of the things they got rid of was, we used to be able to sort by like oldest to newest. You can't do that anymore. They took that away. So you want to go and see some of these old videos. If they have a lot of videos, it might be nigh impossible. Omni Collective Creativity hates the new layout, and he's got different consideration. It seems like Night Train not digging the new layout either. So yeah, but you used to be able to you could go to somebody's channel, and especially like a big creator or something, it was always fun to do. You go to one of their channels and like say, I want to see what their old, like their first video ever, and you could do that. But now you would have to scroll down, like they may have hundreds if not thousands of videos, and it's going to be really difficult because they don't want you watching old videos. That's the thing. Mark Bro says the new layout is a new coat of paint on the same old shack. Yeah, it mostly is. I think the biggest thing is the loss of the ability to sort like that. On the Collective, isn't there a vertical scroll bar? I mean, yeah, you can scroll, but sometimes, like, if you have a lot of videos, you might not even be able to get to the end because, there's just so many videos. Jade likes the new layout. One thing I do like, and I saw this on Jade's channel for the first time, they're separating out for some people. They haven't done it for me yet, but I did notice it on Jade's channel. They're separating out, like, shorts, live videos, and pre-recorded videos, and I do like that. I hope I actually get that, even though I don't have shorts yet. Hopefully I'll get into the shorts thing. Mix Club doesn't like it. The only thing I like is when I give a like, it's animated. Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, and the subscribe button is no longer red. You used to be able to say, hey, go click the big red button. Well, there is no big red button. It's gray or black or whatever it is now. So Mix Club, I like some of the layout in my studio. Yeah, they've done a lot of improvements also to the YouTube app. That's looking a lot better. As the YouTube app used to be kind of a half-assed sort of thing, and they've made it a lot improved over what it used to be, and it's getting close. It's not quite there yet. Like, I noticed something the other day that you can't, in the YouTube app, you can't set a video that's unlisted, or I hadn't figured out how to do it. You can't set a video that's unlisted to public. I'm sure there's a way to do it, but it wasn't working the way I expected it to anyway. Haven't played a kit. Yeah, Night Train. Night Train is a great drummer as well. Did I say hello? I hope I said hello to Kim. I don't know if I did. I don't want to Kim. There's a running joke about Kim, but we won't even get into that. Anyway, hello, Kim. I'm in a weird mood today. I'm very tired. Tonight is by the way, the eve of daylight savings time going away and standard time coming back. This is when we're supposed to get an extra hour of sleep. Although what will happen with me, I'll just stay up an hour later, and then I've lost all benefit. I'm like, oh, I can just stay up later. Cool. I was supposed to get an extra hour of sleep. That's not happening. Let's go to on the unlisted button and set visibility as public. All right. That's a good tip. Thank you, Omni Collective Creativity. I'll have to check that one out. I'll admit that I didn't go through it very thoroughly. I just clicked on it and I thought there would be an option or something, and it didn't come up. I don't know. So what's everybody been up to? How's creativity been for you this week? I'll tell you what I've been doing, and you've probably noticed it already. I'm going into the archives because I'm in a position where I am working on new music, but it's a very slow process. And to be honest with you, this past week, work has been so busy. This work got real this week. Like, it got really real. There was a deadline that came up on November 1st, and we got absolutely slammed. So like, it had been kind of like, it's busy, but then this week it got real busy. Like, when you got like 600 documents to process in one day, and another list of like 80 some that I had to put in, and holy shit. And then there was 300 on Tuesday and 400 on Wednesday, and then it slowed down at the end of the week, thank goodness. But hello, Mars Capone, by the way. Mars Capone, what's happening? So my new thing is I'm going into the archives because I realized that, holy shit, I have over 100 songs that are just sitting there, and they're songs that, like, they never were properly released because they're not on an album. They're just orphan songs. And I play them sometimes on the live shows. If you've been watching Thomas Christ Live over the years, you've heard them before, most likely. Some of them, if not all of them. But I want to get them out on the channel. So I got one out, not much left, that premiered that over on Hippie's show yesterday. And I have another one that's going to be coming out on Sunday. It's going to be probably on YML, and it's been sent into YML, and it's going to be on Hippie show as well. So look forward to that. And this one I did I don't always have time to do videos, especially for these older songs, but I did it's not really a video, but it has a little bit of visual element to it. So it'll be a little more exciting than just looking at the basically the thumbnail image for however many minutes. It's Mike Haggett. Hello, Mike Haggett, by the way. Music has been slow for me. I've been hired by WestJet to fly for them, which is super exciting. That's awesome. But now we've got to coordinate a move, get U-Haul. Oh no! So are you moving out of the frozen north? Yeah, I mean that's kind of like where I've been. Thank you, Morris Capone. Yeah, I would say, and that was why one of the reasons I went for that song. First of all, because I feel that song right now. I feel like I don't have much left. Doing this show tonight because it's all I can manage is doing this show right now. I don't even think I could have done. There was a part of me that was like, man, maybe I should switch it over and do Thomas Christ Live. We'll deal with that next week. But that was when my voice was, I think, at its peak, and I was really proud of those screams. Thank you. I'm glad that you recognize that as well. Night Train 1988, feeling a bit flat after the album dropped. All of a sudden, have nothing to focus on after speaking with Jade, looking at releasing some radio edits of new and old songs to keep me busy. So there you go. You're doing kind of the same sort of thing that I'm embarking on. It's nice if you have a cache of like old songs that you can, go back to and you can pull from, and then you got something to put out there. And to be honest with you, like I either like was not feeling a lot of the album tracks. Like there's album tracks that I haven't had played on shows and stuff before, but I just wasn't feeling them. But I'm feeling these songs, so I'm gonna put these out. And there's some fun ones too that I can kind of work out there too. Let's see. Kim says, I'm writing my first protest song. All right. I love it. I love it already. Having a hard time ending the chorus, getting back to the verse. Well, without hearing the song, So what I usually do, and this is just like a generic thing, I usually put in. I tend to be a bit formulaic in the way I write my songs, so you may not want to follow this advice at all. But I'll do the chorus, and then I do like a little, like maybe 4 or 8 bar transitional thing that might include elements from the chorus, might include elements from the verse, but it's very stripped back. And then there might be like some weird sounds and stuff in there just to kind of like give you a little break before you go into the verse. So that's the way I do it, but I probably do these things too much. Mix Club did something in the studio today I haven't done in years. Took a day off. There you go. I mean, you need to do that too. Hey, Jenny Jolivet, what's happening? Good to see you here. Hope you're doing well. And Kim says, I think the melody is the problem. I came up with it in my head and it's just not working. Yeah. I mean, that is that's the difficult part. Like writing melody is, I think with me, I tend to fall back on melodies. Probably if you really look at a lot of my songs, a lot of the melodies aren't that different. I tend to fall back on the same melodic structures, so I have to work on that a little bit. But you fall back on what you know and what you're comfortable with. And hello, Still Iller, what's happening? And Kim said, Joe says, sure, whatever you do will be worth the wait. Oh yeah, it's all that's the thing I say about Kim all the time, is that Kim doesn't put out a lot of music, but what she does put out is super high quality. And yeah, I mean, you just have to listen to Kim's songs. Like I still remember hearing like the first song from Kim, not knowing what to expect and just being absolutely like floored by it. Like it was amazing. Jenny's been on the road all week. All right, well, stay safe out there. And Falco says, I think all artists do that to some extent. Yeah. I'm not sure what that's in reference to, but Jenny thinks my latest album has so much variation. Yeah, I mean, I probably vary styles, but as far as the structure of songs, I do tend to fall back on structures that are familiar to me. But thank you. Let's see. Barry says, you need to find a transition chord to lead you back into the verse. The hard part is finding which one. Yeah. And I mean, there's those apps like Scalar and stuff that I guess I've never been able to wrap my head around it, but I guess it can help you with figuring that out. There's that one by 4 Pockets too that'll do that. I don't even remember what is that one called? Does anybody know? Does anybody remember what that one is? I know there's an app, and it's kind of similar to Scalar, but it's by 4 Pockets, and I can't think of what the name of it is. But I guess it helps you with the figuring out chords and stuff. On the Collective says diminished chords always lead back to the one of a major scale. Yeah. Or can lead into any chord of it. Maybe reverse the melody. There's an idea. And yeah, I mean, again, as as I mentioned, I know that whatever Kim comes up with, we'll all be like, that head exploding emoji will be that. Mark says, my major problem is that the landlord is making major renovations in 2 apartments next to mine. Couldn't use a mic for nearly the last 2 months. Oh, man. That is the worst. Like, that's something you have to deal with, especially in the summertime. Because first of all, they're out doing yard work. And then, second of all, like, they were, this house that's literally right out this window right here. They had just sold it, and when was that? That was probably back in the spring, early summer. They had just sold it, and they were renovating it, and there are people out there banging on stuff all day. So I can only do stuff in the evening because they're there from like 8 a.m. to like 5 p.m. So yeah, that definitely does suck. It really does. But hopefully maybe you could. Surely they're not working in the evening time though. Maybe you could do stuff in the evening. Something with motifs. Yeah, I can't remember what the name of that. There's an app from 4Pockets. Do I have it? I might have it. I'm going to take a look and see if I've got it on here. I don't know if I do or not. I don't think I do. Is there a scaler? So it would have been after that. Piano. There's piano motifs. I don't know if that's it. I don't think that's it. Anyway, I don't know. Somebody will know. Oh, progressions. Morris Capone has it. Progressions. There we go. Progressions is the app. So that's 4Pockets Progression. So that's another app that'll just help you to figure things out. Hey, it's 15th Bend. I saw 15th Bend here. Trying to get to your comment. What's happening, 15th Bend? Hope you are well. Joe and Barry Glenn, lawnmowers, bandsaws, jackhammers. That's what it is. And it's very frustrating. Fortunately, the winter is here, and that means I have a lot less time to create. At least it'll be quiet when I do get the chance. There's also Euclidean. I do have that one. But that's not. It was Progressions was the one I was looking for. And yeah, if you haven't checked out Night Train 1988's album, you should definitely do that because it is a fantastic album. Oh, by the way, I meant to say thank you very much. I know I saw Mike Hageth here a little bit ago. Thank you to Mike Hageth who actually purchased Future Music for a Futureless World. So I appreciate that and hope you enjoy the record because I certainly am proud of it and glad that it's done and people can enjoy it. All right. Mark says they don't work in the evenings, but I also got an 84. Oh man, you're just getting it. You're getting it all ways. Best of luck to you. Yeah, maybe like sample it, as Omni Collective Creativity says here. Sample it and work with it. You might have to do instrumental music for a little while. Hey, Nick Apostolaris, what's going on? Good to see you. We got some people in here that sometimes can't make the U-Rock show. 'Cause it's in the middle of the week and everything. Hey, Princess LDG, what's happening? Princess LDG just joined Jade's Patreon, by the way, which was super cool. See, yeah, as Tremor Bear says, Tremor Bear's been able to do one song a week last 2 weeks. That's the goal. That's what I would like to be. That's where I'd like to be. But that's just where I'd like to be. We were talking about time management the last time we did this. And that hasn't gotten any better. It's a tough time. Mix Club likes the studio hangs. Yeah, I love this. Well, I love it because it's this is easy to set up, and the other shows are a lot of work to get set up and everything. Ron's at the big oh yeah, Ron was talking about this. I think maybe it was in U-Rock on Wednesday. So what is Taxi Music? Maybe tell us a little bit about that, because I don't know what that is. It sounds interesting though. It's on Jade's. Okay. I guess you're talking about the new album. Yeah, it is on Bandcamp. There we go. Jay's got the link. There's Night Train's album. I can't recommend The Human Endeavor. Can't recommend that highly enough. You got to check that out. Princess LDG can only do one song a month. Hey, that's like we were talking with Kim. Everybody works at different pace. Everybody has different amounts of time that they can do things, and you just you do what you can. And work at your own pace. Hey, Manfredini Retro Games, what's up? What's happening? Morris Capone said a song a week is easy to write and record, but arrange, mix, release, and do artwork. Yeah, that's the thing. You got to wear a lot of different hats too. Let's see what else. Al's album is a damn masterpiece, says Kim Harden Hudson. Yeah, I'm with Gortium on that. I agree. It is. It absolutely is. Let's see. Nick Apostolaris tries to do about one song a month, and yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat here with Kinger's Music. Hello, Kinger's Music. The dreaded real life job takes my creativity away. That's the thing, and I have time in the evenings. I can make time in the evenings, but the thing about it is, I'm just so tired at the end of the day, mentally. Just it just kills me, and then I sit there and stare at, and I can't do it, cannot do it, cannot get into it, cannot do it. Let's see, did Happy Ron ever tell us about this taxi convention, taxi music? I might have to look that one up and see what that is. Anyway, hello, Crow on a Wire. By the way, 2 months, including the video. Slow. I mean, hey, you work at your pace, and that's at least you're getting something somewhere. I'd say for me, I'm always just trying to get it done, but then what happens is it doesn't get done, and then I just get discouraged and don't do anything at all. Hello, Wayak. Oh, Princess. Princess had to go. Have a good night, Princess. Take care. She's got. Well, first of all, royalty, and royalty has a lot to do, and it's a lot of stuff you have to do when you're royalty. You got to be a lot of places, and be with a lot of people, and also, she's got to create amazing music. So. She's going to go create some music probably. Got to figure out a way to make the video and song at the same time. Yeah, that would be the I think people do that if you're going to do stuff that's a little more on the experimental side. I still can't wrap my head around how they sync up in these channels that do video remixes of stuff, and they sync up the video. So obviously you're going to take the samples from the video, you're going to bring them into your DAW, and you're going to cut them up and make a remix, and that all that's fine. How do you then go back and sync it up with the original video? Seems like that would be really hard to do, but they do it. And then I kind of wonder, do they have something where they're actually using the video in some way? I don't know how that works. I'd like to know. Crow's got a good one to work on tomorrow. That's great. And, oh man. Yeah, I've had bouts of that. People that watch the channel know about that. The Xfinity. I'm on the Xfinity. Got the Xfinity happening. I'm not going to say anything about Xfinity because it's working pretty well tonight. We're good. Mix Club said, however long it takes me to write a song, I'm okay with. I have no deadline. If I rush, I end up with poo-poo. Yeah. You don't want that. Hey, Mr. Smith, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hitting the like button. If you haven't hit that like button, what kind of a YouTuber am I that I haven't said, hit the like button? And let's see. Kingers is on a break from creating. Well, yeah, you said your work is making it difficult, and yeah, it's kind of the same here. Let's see about. I want to see about this. What is this taxi music convention? I need to know what this is. I'm looking it up. Let's see. Taxis. Free convention. It must be this. Okay. The world's leading independent A&R company? Huh. Yeah, this must be it. I'm confused about this. Because it's about... Alright. Looks cool. I mean, it looks cool. There's driving stuff and taxi and music stuff, too. It's interesting. Really interesting. Wow. Okay, so it looks like this might be one of those things where you can submit music to be in a thing. Should I ask? What mic am I using? Oh, that is a good question. It is a Behringer, and it's a Behringer. This is actually a condenser mic, not a dynamic mic. And even though it looks, in form, it is a handheld condenser mic that I got for, I think it was like $45, not super expensive. Good night, Mark. I guess Mark had to go. Missed that. Watch those pillows. All right, there we go. Have a good night. Good night, Mark. Thank you for hanging out. But yeah, this is a Behringer handheld. I want to see what the make and model of this thing is. Behringer, if I can spell. Handheld. Behringer has some great mics, actually. And I know Behringer, yes. Let's see, that should be enough. The SB78A, that's what it is. It is the SB78A handheld condenser mic, $45 on Amazon.com. So, on the collective has a tip to avoid bots. Do not please comment in the description because that attracts them like magnets. I've not heard that, but I will, I'll keep that in mind. And, Skunk Water, what's up? Okay. Cool. Yeah, no, this mic is I have no issue about it at all. It no issues with it. It can be a little bit maybe like too much in the mid-range or something, but maybe not a broad enough spectrum, but other than that, like I just really wanted to have this form factor of condenser because Pete Johns had one. And the one that he had, and he has it in his gear guide, and it was like $200. I didn't want to spend $200 on it. I don't have that, to spend on a microphone. But I looked around and I see, well, what other handheld condenser mics? Surely there's more than just that one. And then I found this one, and I looked up the reviews. I looked up a great site if you want to know about microphones. Not a site, but a YouTube channel, Podcastage. And I looked at Podcastage review of this mic, and he is what is his Bandrew? Bandrew is not a big fan of Behringer microphones, but he said he had nothing bad to say about it. He said it was actually gave it like an A+ rating. It's within the 500 to 700 hertz range. Yep. Mix Club says if you're asking about taxi service, I was kind of spacing it out. It can help you get placements for film, TV, and even shop your music, and they can give you music critiques. I never had any luck with. All right. I'm trying to figure out that whole, one of these days I'd love to get into the whole like library music thing, and where you send your music in and just generic instrumentals and send those in and get them used in like YouTube videos and stuff like that. And apparently you can make some decent money if you can make instrumentals in different styles and stuff, and people are always looking for that. There you go. Jade put the podcastage link in there for me. Thanks. Appreciate that. Great channel. If you because I what I love about it is reviewing a mic, I think, is one of the more difficult things in terms of just comparing it, because there's so many variables that go into mics, but he's really got a system that he does for every mic that he reviews. He uses the same criteria, runs the same kind of tests with them, and has as objective as you can be, I think, in terms of reviewing mics. So I recommend his channel. He's probably, if there's a mic out there that you can buy, he's probably covered it. So I can't recommend that channel enough. Kim would also like to get into the library music thing. Yeah, I don't know how you go about doing that, but it seems like it would be a good way to at least make a little bit of extra cash, because you can always use that. I'm not expecting to become a millionaire, and I'm not going to be Elon Musk or anything, because with library music, I'm sure, because it's music first of all, and but yeah, make a little extra money. Sure, why not? Because I can certainly do, and I know a lot of you here probably can do music in almost any genre, and I can just whip it out. And Mix Club says, anybody wanting to get into doing royalty-free stock music, I would suggest Pond 5. I've heard of Pond 5. Simple to set up, and they're not real picky. I might have to do that way. What is like saying belong to Elon? Elon. Oh man. So does anybody have any exciting announcements? TC is going to buy YouTube. I wish I could. Oh, man. If I could buy YouTube, there's so much I would do. So many things I would change. I would basically take YouTube and bring it. I would just rewind the tape on YouTube back to the way it was in the good old days of YouTube. If that's at all, if that's even possible, I don't know if that's possible or not. It might not be, but man, the YouTube back in the early days before Google bought it was so great. And one of the great things that they used to do, and I can see why they don't do it now, it'd be almost impossible, but they used to be able to, when you uploaded a video to YouTube, it showed up on youtube.com. Maybe not for a long time. Might have only been for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, but there was a what's new thing. And if you uploaded a video, you got into what's new. And I think my old Thomas Christ channel, my old Thomas Christ channel had over 1,000 subscribers, I'm pretty sure. But the thing is, it was tied to an email account that I can't get into anymore. So that channel is dead. It may never be recoverable again, but let's see. Elon Musk is just a Republican who's pro-billionaire and against Democrats. Yeah, well, exactly. That's the problem. Well, he, and yeah, he's gonna let the. But I was talking about this with my wife earlier today, and I have to put some of the blame on the people who owned Twitter, because they forced him to buy it. He was gonna walk away, everybody thought it looked like he was going to walk away. He was going to not buy it. And I was like, thank goodness we dodged that bullet. And then they took him to court and they forced him to buy it. So the original guy, who put all this work into Twitter, and you know what's going to happen when he buys it, he doesn't give a shit. He just wants that money. So the greed. If Twitter goes down the drain, it's going to be partially because the guy forced him to buy it. Kim was thinking the same thing. No, Kim is bringing up this and Omni Collective Creativity as well. What is happening, and this is a great thing, and I was really I've been really advocating for this for a long time. Everybody's getting Community tab, apparently. So what's happening is YouTube slowly, this is what I said, YouTube is doing a lot of different stuff, changing a lot of things lately, and some of the things are for the better, I think. Some of the things are for the better. So everybody, if you don't have a Community tab, you're probably going to get it, especially if you have any kind of content out. The only people who maybe won't get Community tab is if you have zero content. But I think everybody here, you've got something out. You got music videos. You're doing live streams. You're doing something. If you have something on YouTube, you're gonna get the Community tab. So it doesn't really have anything to do with the number of subscribers. It's just that if you have a few subscribers and you have content out, and so they know you're a real person, you're gonna get Community tab. And that was what was great. Also, a lot of times when they roll out these new features, it's tied to subscriptions, but this new feature with the Go Live Together is you only have to have 50 subscribers, and you can host one of these Go Live Together things, which is great. So I think they're listening. They're finally listening. I've been hammering for so long, stop tying all this stuff to number of subscribers and making this whole, thing about these vanity metrics. So I think it's better if it's accessible to more people, if not everyone. Maybe you have some, 50 subscribers, 100 subscribers. That's reasonable. That's not unattainable. Most people can get that. When it's got to be 1,000, when it's got to be 10,000, or whatever the case may be, that's where it gets kind of ridiculous. Or if it's tied to watch hours, 4,000 watch hours. Kim's never been much of a social media person. Yeah, I feel you on that. See, the thing, as far as social media, I'm on YouTube. I'm into YouTube. I have Facebook. I barely use Facebook just to promote myself. But Instagram, I have exactly one. No, 2 pictures on Instagram, and they're both of a deer in my backyard. That's it. It's amazing. All these people have found me on Instagram, and they've added me on Instagram, and they send me messages on there that I don't see sometimes for weeks because I don't look at Instagram. And I have two pictures on there, and they're pictures of deer in my backyard. I should probably get on the Instagram thing, and maybe not TikTok, because I've heard that TikTok very possibly maybe getting banned in the United States. Hold tight for that. That's going to make a lot of young people are not going to be happy about that one, especially. I don't know if it's going to happen, but apparently there's been some movement in that direction. I know it's been talked about before, because I guess it's owned by China, and so they're potentially harvesting data from people. So don't be surprised if at some point TikTok gets banned and all of a sudden the Gen Z or whatever heads explode. Yeah, well, we think that, but the young people don't. But you know what the thing is? That would be great for YouTube, because YouTube has shorts, and they've been trying to compete with TikTok. So now they can just say, people will just go to Instagram. They'll go to thing. Well, yeah, I was just saying, my knees hurt, that I was just saying that everybody's getting community tab basically, as long as you have some kind of content. They're rolling it out, and all this stuff is a slow rollout. So like people got the handles, and I love the handles because now I can, I like to sometimes like do posts where I tag people, and it didn't always work. And I'm hoping now that people get these handles, it'll actually work. By the way, hello to Frank Turzo. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just kind of like on a roll rambling about stuff. And so I see you there. I see you there, Frank. And hello to My Knees Hurt as well. What is it for? Community tab or handles? The pump don't work because the vandals took the so the handles allow you, it's just your name. So you have a unique name. Like I think before you used to have names that you could have the same name as somebody else, but you would have like there was your name wasn't really your name. Your name or your thing on YouTube wasn't really your name, and what you type in to get to the channel. It was actually like this long string of blah blah blah. And now there's going to be a unique handle for each person. So that means if I want to write at My Knees Hurt, and it'll come up as your channel, and people will be able to click on it and go over to your channel, that'll work now. Because before, it didn't always work. It was supposed to work that way, but it didn't always work that way. TikTok is zombie stock. Yeah. TikToker, fart knocker. TikTok, you don't stop. The Phantom Agents uses TikTok, gets more views than YouTube, but it's all teenagers. I mean, though, that is the prime demographic, for social media. They consume a lot of social media because they're not working yet. So that's why most of this stuff is geared toward that age group. Let's see. Hello, Zach Thong, by the way. What's happening? Yeah. Joe Glenn says it means I remember who I am. Well, that's important. Yeah, I didn't change as far as mine. I just kept it. I had Thomas Christ somehow, miraculously. I kept it as Thomas Christ. Not gonna reinvent it. And also the thing is, like, it's more of a big deal for people who hadn't reached 100 subs yet, and so you didn't have the opportunity to name your channel, have the unique URL. When you get 100 subs, you would be able to name you'd be able to give your YouTube channel a unique URL, and anybody that had less than 100, you couldn't do that. So now everybody can, yeah, exactly. Like Night Train 1988, he should have over 100 subs. I don't know why he doesn't. Subscribe to Night Train 1988, people. Come on. But so now you'll be able to type in like youtube.com/at Night Train 1988, and it'll come up. You'll find Al and his awesome music. Stuck on 88. Oh, man. It's a hard slog to get the YouTube train pulled out of the station. You're talking to somebody I've been doing shows more than once a week for over 2 years, and I'm not even at 500 yet. So it's hopefully you're. It's tough. It's tough. That's all I can say. Hey, Clayton Von Kluge, what's up? Another thing that I hope comes out of this handles thing is when you're on mobile and you're in the chat, it would be nice if you hit @ and you could actually like @ somebody without having to type their entire name. Because then you get somebody like, I know he comes around a good bit. Most of you probably know Chris Durham. He has his handle, his thing is Chris Durham, all one word, space, music channel, all one word. And that's a thing to type out. Because when I sit there and when you see me in Pete's show, when you see me in Jade's show, I'm usually on this. I'm usually on the phone. I'm not on desktop. So I type out all your names. When I say hello to you, I type out all your names from scratch. So if I make if there's a typo in your name, that's why, because I'm typing your name out. I'm typing your name out. 100%. I have to type every letter. And I'm hoping at some point I might not have to do that. Yeah, so that's the thing. Like, On the Collective is saying here, your default, if you're over 100 subscribers, you've selected a channel name. Like, it used to be like youtube.com / I think that you had to put this, you were supposed to put the C, but you didn't really have to. C / whatever. That whatever you decided on, they just automatically made that your handle unless you want to change it intentionally, which you can. Speech to text on your phone. Oh, and Nick says the fam's asleep. Happy to have some time to connect. Yeah. I don't think I've had you in the chat. I've been playing your music on You Rock. By the way, get your tracks in You Rock, bit.ly / You Rock submit. I'm contractually obligated to say that. But yeah, we've been playing, but I don't think you've been in the chat much, if at all. So I'm glad you could hang out. It's a good time. Good time for folks. It is Saturday night. We're getting an extra hour tonight, at least in the northern hemisphere, or at least in North America, because I think they had it already last weekend in the UK, because they got to do things different over there. Oh, you're very welcome. Like, it's what I do. It's my thing. Nick has no day job, 2 young children. Yeah, rough stuff. But so we gotta find the time to do what we can and get the music and do all the things. There you go. Thank you, Night Train, putting that in there. There's how to submit for the You Rock show. Saturday night's all right for fighting. Shatner Day. It is William Shatner Day. That was a really bad impersonation of William Shatner. I liked when he got shot up into space. Did everybody see that? It was kind of cool. The Star Trek guy got shot up into space. And you gotta have William Shatner money to do that one. Yeah, gotta work for the man. Fight the man. You guys don't know Fight the Man. You should know Fight the Man. Shout at the devil. Yeah, it was weird. It was weird. It was weird to watch, but he seemed to be profoundly affected by it. So, I was impressed by that. Floating in a square helmet suit. I don't know. All these guys are like, I miss the days of NASA. I don't know about you guys. NASA is still there, but like everything has become privatized to the point now we've privatized going to space. Like, it used to be this thing. We all got, it was NASA. They had the space shuttle. The space shuttle, so iconic. Like, growing up with the space shuttle, it was like, that design was on point. It was a cool looking spacecraft, and it was the government. It was NASA. They did the thing. They went up to space, and now it's like, now we got Jeff Bezos doing it, and Elon Musk is doing it, and they're shooting Tesla cars up there. And NASA is still like does some stuff, but they're actually like working with the billionaires to like. I don't know. You wonder what the training is like for the people who go up on these private things, and are they getting the same level of training as the NASA astronauts used to get? Because that was hardcore training that they went through. I don't think William Shatner went through all that. He maybe did a little bit of it, but let's see. Yeah, NASA will always be the real deal, and Back when they had the cool logo that was like the curly thing, not the like little meatball one or whatever. Clayton Von Kluge. I don't know if I said hello to Clayton. Hello, Clayton, if I didn't say hello. One of you guys in the community with a channel should have a contest. Winner would tell the host all his gear, and the host would tell him how to best use what the winner has. Yeah, that could work. Yeah, the Blue Origin rocket, as Tremor Bear says here, looks like it looks phallic. We'll put it that way. Yeah, it definitely did. A lot of people commented on the looks of that rocket. It was and I mean it kind of is appropriate that because of what it represents for these billionaires. The Collective does not trust NASA and ET life. Only when I meet them in real life will I trust that they exist. And they're probably not going to get to do that. Maybe if they pick you, they take you up into the spaceship. That's kind of luck of the draw. Whether you want that to happen or not is another story altogether. What is on the Collective? Musk has a bad Musk about him, and he's just a billionaire celebrity trying to compete with the big corporations to be as powerful as them in over text. Yeah. But no, yeah, I don't know what's going on with NASA. I don't know why they're not doing the things anymore, but they should be. Kim says the universe is so vast that the probability that they exist would have to be high. Yeah, I mean, there's something out there. There's definitely something out there. What that is, I don't know. There's people that say like they came down and they taught the Egyptians how to build the pyramids, which, by the way, I call pyramids. That's a little thing. I've never talked about that before. The pyramids. I just think it's funny. I think it's funny to say it that way. But they think the aliens came down and they taught these ancient people how to build the pyramids or pyramids. Yeah, who knows? Maybe. Did they come, in these spacecraft? There was one that's not far from where I grew up in the one in Kecksburg. Probably heard of that one. I used to go through there. I had friends that lived there, and pyramids. But I had friends that lived there. I don't know. Like, did these things come out and were they aliens? I have no idea. If they know that, they're not telling us. Oh yeah, that meme guy, George. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that. Giorgio Tsoukalos. Still Iller grew up very near Roswell. Wow, that's cool. A lot of stuff happening out there with that. The Collective says you'll know because I'll do a live stream about ETs with them. Yeah. Make sure you get them on. I'll bring them on. They can be on the artist. They're not really rock artists, but they can be on the artist spotlight, and I'll interview them. I just hope if there are ETs, they're like ET from the movie ET, because he seemed pretty cool. Little guy. Likes to eat Reese's Pieces, or are they Reese's Pieces? I don't know. People have strong opinions about that too. I'm low key team Reese's Pieces just because it's fun. I know it's wrong, but it's also fun. We're getting into weird territory here. It's getting pretty late. We're at the hour mark. Still Iller seen 3 UFOs. Still don't necessarily believe in alien visitors. Well, here's the thing. So we're in, I assume that you're out in the desert Southwest. And the thing about that is there's a lot of testing that goes on there of government aircraft. And we don't know what kind of technology the military has. I'm sure that because they tell us about stuff probably 20 years after they invent it. They probably have crazy stuff that can do things that would blow our minds as far as spacecraft. And they're out testing it. And they don't want to tell us about it because, it's top secret stuff. So they let us think, oh, it might be aliens. Maybe it's alien spacecraft. When people see these weird spaceships, these weird crafts, these weird UFOs and stuff, and they automatically think, well, that's probably aliens, and they want you to think that, but it's actually just military technology that we're not allowed to know about. That would be my guess, and that actually there's some sense to be made from that. Yeah, and that's the thing. You don't know if they visited. There's planets out there that are in Goldilocks zones of other solar systems, and there's probably life that has evolved sort of parallel to ours. And maybe they're on a different time scale, so maybe they've developed technology beyond where we're at. Does that mean that they can fly here to Earth? Maybe. We just don't know. That's the thing. But they could also be they could still have dinosaurs. They could still be at that level. Or maybe they just have, just animals and stuff, kind of, that what we have, but different though. And also, we have to think about life. We have life that these carbon-based beings that breathe mostly oxygen, and these beings could be based totally in different material, different matter, and they breathe different gases than what we breathe and stuff. Like the air we breathe may be poisonous to them. We have no idea. So there's a lot of stuff that we don't know, and who knows if we'll ever figure it out. Could be interdimensional, definitely. We're talking about aliens here on the we're on the Alien Show. Joe and Barry Glenn are like, we're out. We're done. This is getting weird. We're talking about aliens now. I'm going to go to sleep now. Well, have a good night, Joe and Barry Glenn. Fellow in Nashville now. Grew up in New Mexico. Yep. Roswell, New Mexico was the site of the famous crash. Alien, probably something. Yeah. I don't know if it's staged by the government. It's just that they were testing, and if they were doing a lot of testing back then because they were testing nuclear stuff, and that may be what a lot of this stuff is too. It could be nuclear weapons testing, and that was in a time that was prime time for nuclear weapons testing because they were brand new. They were just kind of rolling that stuff out. And something went wrong, or they were just testing aircraft, and, Clayton says that I'm ignoring his posts, knowing that they lead to trouble. I don't know. What did you say? He said UFOs are real. Okay. And by the way, I never said that UFOs were not real. I did say they were real. I just said that they're probably weapons tests. No, they could be weapons tests or they could be aircraft testing, but they're probably related to the government. And we could also be, maybe we got some technology from another country that we somehow came and we're testing that. Who knows? But you wonder what kind of technology they have that they're not telling us about. And they have good reason maybe not to tell us about it. Maybe we don't want to know. Still, Iller says they were testing space shuttles at the time near Roswell, flying chimpanzees in the test shuttles. Yeah. Yeah, it could have been that, too. They could have been, because we were in the space race then, just starting, the Cold War era, us versus the Sputniks or whatever. So it could have been that. Absolutely could have been that. All right. Night Train's out too. He's like, what the hell is going on here? I'm staying up for this. Have a good night, Night Train. Catch some Z's. Mix Club says, I think me and Clayton should apply to drive spaceship. Yeah. I don't know if you drive a spaceship, or do you just kind of steer it? I don't know. Nick says NASA and JPL are doing the unmanned work, do the real science in the solar system, great explorations of Mars, asteroids, outer planets. Manned missions are mostly public relations these days. Yeah, well, now I know NASA is planning to send men back to Mars, and sometime it's not too distant in the future either. I think it's something like 2024 maybe they're shooting for. So they are still doing stuff, but it seems like more and more it's less NASA and it's more these other private entities, such as Blue Horizons or whatever the hell, whatever they're calling that shit these days, that Bezos and Musk and all of them are doing. Now, there was something else. Yeah, I think they might be talking about Mars as well, but that's in the more distant future. Men cost so much money to launch, don't really learn much. Yeah, but I think they are planning to send a manned mission to the moon again, because we've been neglecting the poor moon. It's just up there, and it doesn't get a lot of attention these days. It's kind of like we've been there, done that. We put the flag up there. We're kind of done with it. But they're talking about going back to the moon, which I think is, that's a good place to just go and see if everything's still good up there. Let's check on the moon and make sure it's all right. It's been lonely up there all these years. NASA lost the data regarding the moon. Shit, did you write that down? I thought you had it. We got to go back. We got to go back because dumbass Mike forgot to write the shit down. He was supposed to write all that data down when we did those experiments, and he didn't do it. So now we're stuck. Now we got to go back. We got to go write all this stuff back down again because Mike can't, follow simple directions. Damn Mike. Or maybe really Buzz or whatever. They won't do it again. They haven't got Kubrick to film it. Yeah, they film it in somebody's basement or something. I don't know. Well, now they would just do CGI. CGI looks pretty realistic these days. Sputnik 1 flew into space 1957. Yeah. Now, on a space-related note, I will mention that I think it's Tuesday morning. There is a full lunar eclipse that is going to be happening. The thing is, it's going to be really... Now, if you're out in the West Coast, I think it'll be a little earlier. But if you're on the East Coast, it's going to be at 5. And here where I am, it's going to be at 5 a.m. So, truth be told, I probably won't see it. Because it doesn't even start... The partial eclipse doesn't even start until 3, 4 in the morning, and then the full lunar eclipse is at 5 something, and then actually it'll be the sun will rise and the moon will have gone beneath the horizon before it completely comes out of the eclipse. And this is the last lunar, oddly enough, because it seems like lunar eclipses happen all the time, but it's the last lunar eclipse until 2025. So. Might be one to, if you're up that early in the morning or if you stay up that late, might be one to check out. And they do have, if you haven't seen it, timeanddate.com does this like live stream where they like live stream. Like, this is the only time timeanddate.com have a YouTube channel, and they do a live stream. Whenever there's an eclipse of the moon or sun, they do a live stream, and they have like people on. Like, we have guests on our shows and talk about music and stuff. They have people on to talk about the eclipse. It's great stuff. It is really, really great. If you've never seen that before, I think they even have archives of like old ones that you really should check out when they talk about it, because it's great. And they show different pictures from different places in the world where it's happening, and like it's fun. And the solar eclipses are the best. Absolutely, the solar eclipses are the best because they get it's like their Super Bowl, man. the solar eclipse comes and they're like, these people are like excited about this shit. They got a link to the lunar show. I don't know if do they have one up already? Let me see here. But if it's not there, all you got to do is go to timeanddate.com. Hey, TJ Zindel is here. What's happening, DJ? Let's see here. Time and date. They might have some. It's playing sounds. I didn't want it to play sound. Upcoming live streams. Oh wait, they got something. They do. They have it. It is. There's a link. Here we go. I'm gonna post the link. Let's see here. Here we go. There you are. They actually have, I think I spelled that, Eculps. Eculpes. I spelled that stupidly. Anyway, so there you go. And they play music like in between. They come on like every like 15 minutes or so, and then they play music in between while they show the different pictures. It's like this like jazzy, almost sounds like Delicate Giants or something. Like they should get some Delicate Giants on there. Oh shit. It's what time is it in the UK? It's late as fuck, mate. It'd be funny if the whole show left and went to the lunar channel. Oh man. But you know what's great? They actually have live streams scheduled. They have the live stream already scheduled for the 2024, the April 2024 solar eclipse that's going to go right over my house. So I'm looking forward to that one. That's going to be cool as shit. April 8th, 2024, the Great North American Eclipse. It's going to go right, like all I got to do is go about an hour north and I can be in totality, and I plan to do that. But the problem is it's April 8th, so the weather is very likely to be shit. So, yeah, 3:30 a.m. in London. 2024 is ways off, yeah. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. There's also apparently there's a total solar eclipse. There's a lot of eclipse happening. No, if these are all the eclipses, there's only a total solar eclipse April 20th, 2023. That's probably on the other other side of the world. There's one on October 14th, 2023. And then there's the big eclipse in April 2024, which I've been looking forward to since we had that one, the one that Trump looked into. You remember that one? When was that? Was that like 2018 or something like that? 2019? Whenever that you remember that one? that one that we had. And Trump was still president, and he famously looked into it. You're not supposed to look at it. We got the glasses. We were out there. We're not super close to the totality, but did get a little dimmer out there, I guess. But this one, where I'm at, it will be at like 98% totality, and then if I go like an hour north, we'll be in 100%, and it's gonna be so fucking cool. I'll drive wherever I need to drive. I'm going to see this shit. I was near the total eclipse and the tourists were amazing. I couldn't believe how many people traveled for it. Yeah. I mean, but it's a cool thing. It's a very cool thing. Yeah, because if you were in like Tennessee area, you'd be pretty close. Anyone here have new gear? Nick Apostolera saw the total eclipse in 2017, Western North Carolina. Awesome. We'll be in track for the 2023 one in Western New York. Come to see. So is that 2023 one? Is that one gonna be in the United States too? Maybe it is. I don't know, because there is there's one on April 20th. There's one on October 14th. This doesn't tell me where they are, so maybe it is. Let's see. People are buying new guitar strings. TJ Zindel got an Alfaci Cabasa from my wife recently. Super fun. That is cool. Oh yeah, 2024. If you're in Western New York, because it's gonna like shoot up just north of me in Pittsburgh, and then it's gonna head on up probably your way. So I'm looking forward to that. Trevor Bear started using nines. Hey, I fucked my guitar up. I changed the gauge of the strings, and I have a tremolo on it, and apparently you have to like there's shit you got to do to change. You don't just change the gauge of strings, apparently. I didn't know this because I'm not a guitar person. I thought, I'll just throw on these bigger strings and like I'll be able to down tune it better. And it totally fucked the tremolo up on it. So now it's like all the way back all the time or whatever. So I think they were nines. I think that's what I put on. I probably shouldn't have. But that was a couple years ago, and I've been working with it. It goes out of tune like that. Like you play it, can't even record an entire song. It goes out of tune. Yes, Kim, do it. Gonna buy Logic. Might even do it tomorrow. I think you should. I think you should buy Logic if you have the expendable income. If you have the cash for it. Definitely do it. You won't regret it. And Logic and GarageBand just got big updates too. So now you can put two track stacks in together. You can nest track stacks, but you can only do, I think it's only one layer deep. Can't you adjust tremolo? No, because I think I did. Oh, maybe. I don't know. I'm not super good on any of that. Tremor Bear says, look it up on YouTube. It's easy. You're vastly overestimating. I can barely change strings on a guitar. I need to get this thing set up. This is what I need to do. Tremor Bear has Logic. Nice. Yeah, it is. Well, here's the thing about Logic. Logic is GarageBand Pro. So if you have the Mac version of GarageBand, is, if you add more features to it and stuff, it's Logic. But Logic has a lot more instruments and stuff, got a lot more plugins, a lot more effects, and you can, like, if you have something like the Space Designer which is a reverb plugin in GarageBand Mac, it'll give you certain presets, and it might give you one or two controls. Then when you open it in Logic, you'll get the full plugin with all kinds of controls and all. you're able to access everything. The GarageBand version only gives you a little bit of each plugin instead of the full version of it. So, Logic has very cool tools. I think the compressor in Logic is one of the best compressors I've ever used. I wish they sold it as a separate plugin because I would use it outside of Logic. It's that good. But I'm using FL Studio now. FL Studio has some of that stuff. It's some of those things are not as good as Logic. I'll be perfectly honest. Like the biggest place where FL Studio sucks compared to Logic, I'll just say it that way, is with the amp modeling, because there isn't any in FL Studio. They have a shitty guitar pedal thing. What is the hell is that called? Hardcore. They have hardcore, and it's like guitar pedals and some cabinet sims. It sucks. It's absolutely horrible. I don't use it. That's why when I do my guitars, I use the iPad. I use ToneStack Pro, Yonac ToneStack Pro, and then I run that into the Zoom Live track into FL Studio, because FL Studio has nothing in terms of. There's one place where FL Studio could use some work, I think, is amp sims. The amp sims in GarageBand are amazing. They're fantastic. Like those, I also wish you could get separately from Logic and GarageBand. I would use the GarageBand amp sims because Now that's another thing they updated in Logic, by the way, the new version of Logic. So they used to have a thing called pedal board, and you could go in and you could put all these effects in, but it was contained within this one plugin. They've taken all those pedal board effects, and now they're available separately. So that's cool. I haven't even looked at this stuff yet because I barely opened up Logic. Haven't opened up the FL Studio for that matter. But anyway. Tremor Bear used Line 6 Helix as an audio interface on my track that I posted today. Nice. Well, you know what to do. Send it to You Rock. Thomas, do you know if I can use the guitar rig that comes with Machine? I'm afraid to just try it. I don't want to mess anything up. I mean, if you mean guitar rig, that's their amp sim thing. So, I mean, it's a plugin. I used Guitar Rig for a little while. I had a version of it that I acquired, as I acquired a version of Amplitube as well. But I used Guitar Rig for a while, and then I switched over to Amplitube. But yeah, Guitar Rig's great. I didn't like it as much as Amplitube, but it has they both. I'm sure they're a lot better now too. That's because this was, we're talking almost 20 years ago. Tremor Bear used to play a lot at my church. I have amazing pedals and amps, but it's all too heavy. Yeah, I mean, you don't need that for recording. You don't need that stuff. You could use it, but you don't need it. I've been using Logic. Yeah, it used to be eMagic. Used to be cross-platform. Now it's of course Apple only. Saw somebody say that they wish GarageBand would be available on like Android and stuff. It's never gonna happen. That'll be the day. I mean, there's a part of me that thinks they should do it, but they want you to buy. The whole reason why they have GarageBand, and it's free, they want you to buy Apple stuff. So that's why you'll never see a cross-platform version of GarageBand. Probably won't see cross-platform version of Logic or Final Cut. Like that's all Apple proprietary stuff. They want you to buy Apple gear, and it's made to work with Apple gear. Could they get it to work on PC? Absolutely, easily they could. but they're not going to do that. Yeah, exactly. As Clayton says, you're never gonna see it happen. And hey, Epiphonium, it will only happen if they can sell you an $18,000 phone. That's right. That's why they do it. That's the bait to get you to buy the phone. Although, Apple stuff is great. The Helix goes directly into the house PA, and most people can't hear the difference between real amps. Yeah, a lot of bands are using that Axe Effects thing. That's one of them, and then there's also the that modeling amp thing too. Everybody's using that, and you can use like Axe Effects, and you can just switch patches and stuff with MIDI. You don't even need like guitar pedals and stuff anymore. Although that stuff is, the Kemper profiling modeler thing. That's what it is. GarageBand is the only reason I own an iPad. My wife got sick of seeing me squinting and making my phone edits. Yeah. Yeah, GarageBand is good, I hear some of the best music that I hear is people make it on GarageBand, and I'm just blown away every time. This guy here definitely need new guitar options for GarageBand, but no, he does fantastic work in GarageBand. Like it's amazing what people do, and what you can do with GarageBand. Like if you think about 20 years ago or something, like that was, you couldn't imagine that kind of a thing existing. Clayton, well, none of us would be here if not for Pete Johns. I mean, that's why we're all here. Absolutely. This band from Korea. He's a lot, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot you can do with this stuff. It's really impressive. And the days of lugging all this heavy gear around are pretty much over. TJ says Pete is the best. He absolutely is. And, I wouldn't be doing these shows. I wouldn't be doing, who knows if I would have made the last 3 albums that I made if not for Pete Johns and Jade Starr. No. I owe it all to those folks right there. All right, I think I'm going to wrap this thing up. We're at almost like the hour and a half mark, but I want to go out. I got something a little bit special that I want to end the show with, a little bit fun, because this has been my new obsession, and I want to share it with you. So I'm going to get... I don't even want to show it yet, but I'm going to share the screen. Oh, man. You guys wait. You don't know what you're in for. We got Elon Musk there. But anyway, this was a great show. I enjoyed the heck out of it. But we're gonna go out with this, because we need an art lesson to end the show, I think. And I don't know of any entity that would be better for us to end the show with than with this special guy. I think we need Benny Brush. Let's check out Benny Brush and see what Benny Brush. He's gonna teach us how to draw a tree, guys.
It's art time with Benny Brush.
Hey, what do you say, kids? It's art time again with your favorite paintbrush in the whole world, me, Benny Brush.
Yes.
Do you like trees? I love trees. Do you have a favorite tree in your yard you like to climb? Do you remember the last time that you were climbing up in your tree and your daddy came by and he said, "Hey, you little tree climber, you better come down from that tree before you hurt yourself"? Well, next time you say, "Okay, Daddy, I'll just get my paint and I'll paint a picture of my tree." And you say, Benny, trees are hard to draw." I say, They're easy to draw if you just try it.
it.
Just put your little arm down and use it as a guideline to make the tree trunk. Just like that. And then remember when you were 2 and you said, I'm 2? I remember when I was 2, I was just a little bitty brush like this one right here. Anyway, you put down your 2 and you draw around your 2, making branches for the tree. And then you turn it on the other side of the tree and you make branches over there, bright and yellow, and then we color it in. Yellow tree trunk. You can use any color you want. Just use your imagination, anything you want to do. But now we got to put on the tree leaves, which we're going to do with green. How do we do it? We're going to use our fist. And we hold our fist up and we draw around our fist, making leaves on the trees. And we draw around it again. And over here we draw around it again. And then we color it in. And if we don't have enough paint, we just dip in and get some more. And we color all the leaves in. And it's a beautiful tree. I love to paint trees. And you can do it too. I know you can do it if you'll just try it. Hey, gotta go. This is your favorite paintbrush. Signing out, Benny.
There you go. Benny the Brush. Thank you for that art lesson there. Benny Brush. If you just try it. All right, guys. And there's a lot more where that came from. Just look up Benny Brush and you'll find it. Have a great night, everybody. And take care. Thanks for hanging out.